Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I just want to talk about something that I've experienced in a relationship with my boyfriend. I'm in an AMBW relationship currently, and it's just a little bit different than what I'm used to, so I wanted to see what your guys' perspective is and if it's something that you maybe have experienced yourself. So about 2 weeks ago, I did my very first AMBW video with my boyfriend Ian, and if you watched it, you saw at the end we kind of got into a little bit of an argument over something that I wanted to say in the video and he didn't want me to.
No, I don't want you to put that in there.
Ian, that's like a big part of it though.
No.
So that argument did last like 2 days because I think for me, I wasn't really understanding what the issue was, because it's not like I was disclosing something about him and I wasn't disclosing anything that is like secret or hidden. Like if you go to my Instagram, if you go to my Facebook, if you literally Google it, you will find it. Like it's nothing, it's common knowledge, you know, it's like public knowledge. So I was really confused as to why he didn't want me to say anything about it, because it was first of all about me, because I understand like he's a private person. A lot of people are private. A lot of people don't do YouTube because they don't want to have their information out there, because once it's out there, it's out there. I get that. He's that way with all of his social media as well. He doesn't really put anything out there, which I respect, because a lot of people are like that. But for me, I'm a little bit more open, because I feel like if you're going to do YouTube, you know, people want to see like what is really going on or what the truth is, or being your authentic self. And not because you're holding stuff back doesn't mean that you're authentic. But if I'm making a video and I'm not sharing anything about myself, you know, like no one's really going to be interested because I'm not saying anything. So I think it was hard for me to understand because it was something about me. You know, I was talking about last year when we got together, and 2019 was very, very difficult for me. It was a huge, like, pivotal year for me. I went through, like at the beginning of the year, I had some stuff going on with my mental health. I had a big change in my living situation. I was going through like a separation from like a 7-year-long relationship. So it was just a lot that was going on, and then somehow in the midst of that I still met Ian, and like our relationship like flourished, and it was really great. And I wanted that to be a part of our story, because I felt like if things just didn't go perfectly, we probably wouldn't be together, because I feel like I was not in the right place to start a relationship whatsoever, but yet he was an amazing friend to me, and that's just how our relationship grew. So that is what I was trying to like explain in the video, but he was like, no, I don't want you to say that, because if my family in the Philippines see it, then they're gonna think differently of you. So I think that was like really hard for me, because I felt like, not that I was lying, but I felt like we had to change like our story, which was really, really hard for me, because for me it was a testimony of myself. Like last year was crazy. It was incredibly hard. I went through so much, and yet I'm still here today. I'm, you know, still here thanking God. I'm still here like pushing forward. Like I managed to bring myself up from all that. Of course I had like help and support from so many different people, but it was incredibly difficult, and I wanted to share that. So it almost seemed like hurtful that he was like, well, don't say it because my family in the Philippines is gonna look at you differently. So that was like really, really difficult for me to understand and to grasp. And, you know, thinking about it now, I get it. It is a cultural difference, but I guess throughout our entire relationship, I've noticed that there has been differences, which I expected, but I didn't think there would be too many differences, because he is Asian American. He was born here. His family is from the Philippines, like his parents are. So I kind of expected our views on things to be similar, because we are both American. But what I've noticed is I'm a lot more open and I'm a lot more vocal with my friends and my family, and he is not whatsoever. And I'm starting to see that with his family, it's more about the appearance that you give off more than like what you're saying. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I think we all do that. When you go in for a job interview, when you're meeting someone for the first time, you want to put your best, you know, person forward, like the best version of you forward. We all do it. I understand that. But I think for me, I need a balance. I have situations where I'm at work where of course I'm gonna be that person, but then with my friends and family, like I'm gonna be more laid back, more chill. I'm gonna be more open and honest. And I expected that with him and with his family, but that's not the case. You are always that person, even with your family. So I've gotten, you know, not in trouble, but you know, like where I've said things in front of his family where he was just like, no, we don't talk about that. And I was just like, oh, okay, like my bad, like sorry. I'm just so used to, you know, being very open with my family. We joke, we laugh, you know, it is what it is. Like, we'll go to Thanksgiving and be like, oh, auntie so-and-so's on her 6th marriage, like, oh, uncle so-and-so went to jail again. You know, it's just like stuff that we talk about, it's whatever. But you don't really do that in his family. So I run into a few issues there where I will say something that I believe is common knowledge, that I believe like his family knows, and they don't because he doesn't tell them. So I'm just like, whoop, like, okay, like that even happened with his mom. Like the same exact situation happened the first time that I met his mom, and I'll do a video on that. But where I was just talking to her normally, but he hadn't told her anything. And I was just like, oh, like this is a really bad first impression now because I thought, you know, your mom knew and she didn't. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that because I don't know, I just found it really, really difficult. Of course now, like if you watch the video, I did omit it. I didn't say anything about it or what it is that I said. But it did take me a few days to like try to figure it out and be like, why is this such an issue? And you know, and now that it's been like a few weeks, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like you don't want your family to have some sort of view of me because like it's frowned upon in the Philippines, even though it may be normal here. Like I do get that. I do get the cultural differences. But I just want to know, have you guys ever gone through something like that? Has that ever happened, like been an issue in your relationship? I don't want to say an issue because I don't really see it as something that we're going to break up over. I don't think it's something that we argue about, but I just think when it came to YouTube, where I was trying to, you know, just speak freely and speak honestly and openly about everything, like there's a lot of things that he doesn't want to say. Like that very first video, I had to edit so much because I would say something or I'd make a joke and he'd be like, no, cut that out. Like, no, I don't want my family to hear that. And I'm just like, oh, like, okay, will do. So I don't know, do you guys have experience with that? And you leave a comment below. I would love to hear if that is something that you've experienced and you know what your take is on it and how you've gone forward with it. Like at this point, I just decided that I'm going to respect, you know, what it is that he wants because I don't want it to turn into an issue. I don't want it to turn into an argument. So I always have him watch my videos before I post, so that way he's like, yeah, that's good. I like everything that's in that, especially if I am talking about something with him or if he's involved in it. I will always show it to him first and be like, okay, is this cool? You know, whatever. So it's gonna happen with this video too. But yeah, that is essentially it. I wanted to keep it short, but it is something that I did want to talk about because it's brand new to me, you know. This is the first time I've ever, I mean, I have dated outside of my race, but I feel like our views on things were kind of similar. Like there's some things that you keep to yourself, there's some things that, you know, you share with your friends, and then you have things that you share with your family, and then of course like the public, you know, like there's like levels to it. And I feel like I do have those levels, they just might be a little bit more lax because I don't know, like I'm very chatty and I like to get to know people, and I feel like being vulnerable with people is how you like get to know them on a deeper level. But of course I'm not just like being vulnerable with strangers, that's weird. But like after I get to know somebody and I feel like I can trust them, like yeah, then I will like open up and share. But he is not like that at all. Like I don't think there's a single person that he tells everything to, not even me, like not his family. He even told me, he was like, yeah, there's stuff I don't tell you because I just feel like some stuff is meant to be private. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I get that to an extent, like I do. I share everything with him because if I don't share it, I feel like I'm lying. So I'm just very open and honest, and I just feel like that comes from my previous relationship where I held a lot of it in, and I felt like mentally that was very detrimental to me. Not sharing how I was feeling, what I was thinking, how I was being hurt, not sharing, you know, what I needed from my partner to like stop doing or to start doing. Like I didn't share any of it because I was just very passive aggressive and kept things to myself. So I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to grow. And so with him, I'm very vocal about what it is that I want, what it is that I need. Like I try to do the same with him. Like, please tell me what you need. Like you have to be vocal about it. If I can't read your mind. If I don't know, like it's not gonna happen. So yes, I'm going to stop talking now. But thank you so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Please comment below if you've ever experienced anything like this, whether you are an AMBW couple or interracial couple, or even like dating someone in your same race, and you know, this is something that comes up. I would love to hear about it. I would love some advice, you know, how to push forward and maybe how to get my view across, because as of now I'm just doing what he wants because I don't want to argue about it. To an extent, you know, like when it deals with him I won't, but if it's just about myself, then sure, I'm gonna share it. But thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay blessed, and I will see you next time.